All right. Hey, everyone. I got to try and get a couple of updates in here. I'm behind on everything. The family had the flu previously, and I dodged it, and then I just ended up getting a cold, and it just sidelined me for a couple of days. So it wasn't this fucking weather out here. It's 60 degrees, and you can go outside in shorts, and the next day the wind's blowing and it's 30. Nothing is right about all this. So let's get into some of the newest stuff here, and we've got this controversy going on with the Atlantic publishing the group chat messages from Signal. So the Atlantic has published a Signal group chat messages among national security leaders that were inadvertently shared with editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg. Don't know how an editor-in-chief from some left-wing shithole newspaper would make it on there. That's suspect. It seems like a staffer either accidentally did that or maybe it was done maliciously, because we've already learned, especially with these terminations, of people that are in the administration from previous administrations and are working against it. I mean, they've come right out and said we're doing our best to fight Trump while we're here. Then they whine and cry when they get fired. But let's continue. So the published chats show the internal discussions Goldberg described in a Monday article, which figures include Vice President Vance discussing the merits of an airstrike on a Houthi target in Yemen. The published chat offers details about the attack that the initial article did not contain, including the specific timeline of the airstrike. Excuse me, I'm still getting over the rest of this. And what weapons will be used. President Trump, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and other officials have ripped The Atlantic and Goldberg in an effort to discredit their reporting. And in a statement, The Atlantic said it wanted to make public the text so that people could see them for themselves. The statements by Hegseth, Gabbard, Ratcliffe, and Trump, combined with the assertions made by numerous administration officials that we are lying about the content of the Signal texts, have led us to believe that people should see the texts in order to reach their own conclusions, Goldberg and colleague Shane Harris wrote. But posting classified material is illegal. If I accidentally get put in a chat and I go, look at this, everyone, and I fucking put it up for everybody to show, hey, I'm cool. Look at me as part of a conversation. I just fucking did espionage. You're doing espionage wrong. Now the White House is claiming that this was not classified material. I don't know if they're attempting to downplay it right now. Hegseth has denied sharing classified information in the group chat in comments to reporters and during an appearance before the Intelligence Committee on Tuesday. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard and CIA Director John Ratcliffe and the information in the Signal group was not classified. There's a clear public interest in disclosing the sort of information that Trump advisors included in non-secure communications channels, especially because senior administration figures are attempting to downplay the significance of the messages that were shared, the journalist in The Atlantic said. It's a move that could have consequences for the magazine. While officials repeatedly said Tuesday that the information contained within the chat was not classified, publishing such information could still violate the Espionage Act, which provides a release of national defense, prohibits the release of national defense information. The Atlantic noted that the White House opposed their publishing of the information. As we have repeatedly stated, there was no classified info transmitted in the group chat, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in a statement to the magazine. So, if you've got a couple of things here, if you have a staffer that screwed up this much, they should be fired. And if you have somebody that intentionally did it, as others are kind of saying right now, that person should be charged. So, I'm a fan of the Trump administration. I'm a voter. I advocate for them, but a mistake has been made here in allowing to bringing in an idiot reporter into classified information, and this needs to be addressed, and the people responsible need to face disciplinary action, whether that's terminations or being found out or whatever, not to just let it blow over. If they want to be the administration of doing the right thing, and I believe that thus far they've been doing that, and this one has to be resolved in that same manner. So one final thing here before I sign off, and I just saw this. I've been a big critic of Gaza, of the Palestinians. I've called it a terrorist state. In my opinion, that's what it is. And I've said that one of my conclusions that I come to that is that they don't push to get rid of Gaza, Hamas out of Gaza. Now, I've said this before. I've done a story. I provided satellite photos where I've showed a rocket launcher in a school play yard, and no parents and nobody is fighting back against this. And I asked the question of everybody: if some motorcycle gang or something came into your town and put a machine gun or a rocket launcher in the back of your kid's play area, what, if any, action would you take? Would there be outrage? Would you speak out? Would you attempt to take some sort of action to fight back or resist against this group that came in there? And I haven't really seen the Palestinians doing that. So you can't say, we want to be part of the world stage. We want peace, and we want the fighting to end. But then say nothing about the ones that are doing all of this. If it's just Hamas by themselves, and you're like, oh, we don't know them, we're not with them, but they voted them into office. They voted them in. Over 50% of their population voted Hamas in as their leadership base. But having said that, I saw this video today, which leaves me open to rethinking the status and the situation there. And one of the things about politics, and one of the things about talking about the news and going through all this is, if you want to be legitimate, you have to be open to changing your mind and adapting to a new situation that's presented. So my assertions against Palestine doesn't mean that I'm not open to a peaceful resolution there. When I see something like this, it ends up giving me a little bit of hope that maybe there's some good decision making happening there. So check this video. So the sound here is not great. It doesn't look like it's coming out properly. But as you can see, this is an anti-Hamas march in Gaza, just happening on the 25th. So yesterday, because I've lost all concept of space and time since I've been in bed. So I don't know why there's no sound. TikTok is acting up and putting this. There was sound for me. You could hear them chanting in the streets, saying stuff, and others kind of cheering them on. I don't know if there's something going on with TikTok or my app that didn't allow it to come in. But stuff like this is what I need to see, and what the rest of the world, I think, needs to see. That you want them gone. You realize Hamas is the reason of this, and you need to disassociate yourself from Hamas. You need to show that there's Hamas and then there's all of you. Not that you're complicit and you are going along with them, that you are walking in lockstep with them, even if you've never picked a gun up. You agree completely with everything that they're doing. This is what needs to be shown to bring, for the rest of the world to put pressure on Israel, right? To stop military operations and bring the whole thing to a close. So I like seeing something like this. More needs to happen. More work needs to be done here. And for the people to fight back and maybe start tipping off, the military, letting us know where they're hiding hostages, where they're keeping weapon caches and things like that. But this is a move, in my opinion, in the right direction to bringing peace to this situation. So that's my update for today, guys. And I'm going to get back on track here when the head cold is, I got a head cold. So we'll get caught up real soon with everything else. Thank you.